Hello and welcome to this edition of Sports News. I'm Rukma. Let's begin by taking a look at the top sports stories we're tracking at this hour. Delhi Capitals look to defy Sunrisers Hyderabad, a third consecutive win in IPL. Hosts Delhi look to sort out lower order woes and get some consistency in their remaining fixtures. Hardik Pandyas stars as Mumbai Indians beat Chennai Super Kings by 37 runs, become first team to win 100 matches in IPL. PV Sindhu knocked out of Malaysian Open badminton tournament, losing to Korea's Sung Ji-hyun. Kidambi Srikant will play his quarter-final match later in the day. Valencia bring Real Madrid back to earth. Zinedine Zidane suffers his first defeat since retaking the reins at Los Blancos. In EPL, Manchester City thrashed Cardiff City, while Tottenham put Crystal Palace to the sword. Chelsea back to their best against Brighton. And now for our top story, the frailties in Delhi Capitals' batting lineup were exposed as they suffered a dramatic lower order collapse against Kings 11 Punjab on Monday. Skipper Shreyas Iyer would be hoping to sort out the batting woes and strive for consistency when his team faces a galloping Sunrisers Hyderabad in the Indian Premier League encounter at the Firozshah Kotla on Thursday. A new-look Delhi Capitals, who look rock-solid on paper, made an impressive start to IPL 12 with a superb win over three-time former champions Mumbai Indians. But since then, their lower-order batsmen have struggled to finish the job. Delhi Capitals are currently 5th on the IPL points table with 2 wins and as many losses after 4 games. On the other hand, Sunrisers Hyderabad have been on a roll with back-to-back wins. The marauding pair of Johnny Bairstow and David Warner smashed centuries as Sunrisers Hyderabad inflicted a 118-run defeat on Royal Challengers Bangalore. The real contest on Thursday would be between Delhi Pacers and SRH's opening pair. And a brilliant all-round display from Hardik Pandyas helped Mumbai Indians rally past Chennai Super Kings at the Wankhede Stadium on Wednesday. For the majority of their batting innings, Mumbai had looked under par with the bat until Pandya finished with a flourish to propel the total to a fighting 170. With due around, the target was still very chaseable, but CSK got off on the wrong foot against a home team which was bolstered by the momentum heading into the innings break. And before they could tee off, Pandya returned to get the big wicket of Dhoni at a time when the required rate had touched 14 to kill the game off in favour of Mumbai, thereby giving the visitors their first taste of defeat this season. And PV Sindhu's campaign at the Malaysian Open comes to an end. Korea's Sung Ji-hyun got the better of Sindhu in a lopsided match, winning the pre-quarter final 21-18, 21-7 in just 43 minutes. Kidambi Srikant, meanwhile, will be playing his pre-quarter final match later. In the day earlier, India Open finalist Srikant beat Indonesia's Ehsan Maulana Mustafa 21-18, 21-16 in 38 minutes. Srikant will meet Thailand's Khosit Phetpradab in the pre-quarter finals. An Indian women's hockey team led by ace goalkeeper Savita will begin the campaign against Malaysia tonight. The team had a successful outing in Spain earlier this year where they beat the hosts. The team had further improved with a 1-all draw and 3-0 win against Ireland, who won silver at the 2018 Women's World Cup. The Indian team will be looking at repeating their feat with a victorious tour in Malaysia. The last time India met Malaysia in a big event was at the 2017 Asia Cup, where they had beaten Malaysia 2-0 in the round-robin league before winning the title in the tenth final against China. The matches between the two countries will take place every alternate day starting Thursday. The final match of the series will be played on April 11th. CEO of Ultimate Kho-kho League Tenzing Niyogi is highly optimistic about the prospects of the tournament. According to him, this league can be a big chance to go to the grassroots and make Khokho a career option. Our correspondent Ashok Martholia caught up with him. This is what he has to say.
After Badminton League, Hockey League, Kabaddi League and Indian Premier League, we finally got our indigenous sports Kho-kho League, and I am joined by Kho-kho League CEO Tenzing Nyogi sir. Can you tell us a bit about what is this Kho-kho League and when will you start this Kho-kho League?
So Kho-kho League is an inspiration which has been there for a while now. We've always believed that rural India should get its own sport and own league. What really excited us was almost about 35 lakh players playing in India, and it is entrenched in across rural. So we believed that we should eventually give a league to this particular discipline, and we've created Ultimate Kho-kho. In my mind, this is going to be one of the largest leagues in India as far as television viewership is concerned, because this is completely rural, and we are going to modernize the game. So this again gets back to urban as well. We're looking at 2 cities to start off with first season, and from there we're looking at 8 teams coming in all across India. So, and the timelines what we're looking at is October, November. So I think it's sort of bound to get new heights, and Kho-kho is going to touch new heights. It's a very fast-paced format.
Well, there are a lot of leagues going on in India. So how this league came in your mind, and what is the importance of this league?
So if there's very little material available on the internet, and that's actually good for us, because when you actually see the new avatar of Kho-kho, it is superbly fast-paced, and there are a lot of skydives happening, a lot of agility, a lot of speed, a lot of stamina. We believe that India as a country has always consumed sports from a team sport perspective. And you've seen the past successes of Pro Kabaddi League, no one knew how it will look on television until sort of Charu showed it to us. That's exactly the vision which I have. Nobody has seen Kho-kho till now, and I think we'll be gearing ourselves up to show the nation what the real Kho-kho is all about, and how much of excitement there is from a television property perspective.
Last 2 editions of Khelo India was huge success. Do you think that Khelo India is a real game changer as far as the promotion of this indigenous scale is concerned?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think Honorable Sports Minister Colonel Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore, I think he's simply been a visionary in Indian sporting history. The reason why I say that is also because of the fact that I have always firmly believed that being a sportsman yourself gives you the nuances as to what happens deep down inside and deep rootedness, right? And his vision was basically to create a pyramid where everyone ground up gets an opportunity to play, express themselves in a national platform, and that is all Khelo India is all about. What has also happened is these scholarships which have been given. I've been an ex-cricketer, and I know how it feels to be a cricketer, right? But when you look at non-cricketing genre, it's a very different sort of a space. But in the recent times, in the last say 5 years or so, non-cricketing consumption in television has really increased.
How will you ensure that from the rural area, the players from rural area, they will participate in this event?
So what we've done is, with the help of KKFI, we've actually graded almost 250 to 300 players in 3 grades, A, B and C, depending on their statistics for the last 4 national championships that they've participated in. Basis that, we are going to touch upon pretty much every district, every corner. That is number 1, which will be playing in the Ultimate Kho-kho. The other thing what we're going to do is we're going to parallelly start off state-driven grassroots leagues, which no other league has ever done. And that will essentially create our base of feeder system where players will be identified, tabbed, identified and nurtured, and then we will bring them up to the national league.
And Indian shooters continued their dominance, claiming 5 gold medals on the final day of the Asian Air Gun Championships to sign off with a total of 25 medals in Taipei. India finished with 16 gold, 5 silver and 4 bronze on the last day of the competition. Yash Vardhan and Shreya Agarwal bagged 3 gold medals each. Earlier, Vardhan and Shreya combined to win the mixed team rifle junior event. Shreya won gold in the 10-meter air rifle women's junior event. She also won the team gold along with Mehuli Ghosh and Kavi Chakravarthi. Indian shooting's next assignment is scheduled at UAE, where the ISSF Shotgun World Cup Stage 2 commences on the 5th of April. And Serena Williams has revealed that her 19-month-old daughter Olympia is already a bit of a wild child. But she does not think it is a bad thing. The 37-year-old tennis star opened up about a little girl during an appearance on a show, explaining that the word wild has a positive connotation for her. The tennis champion ranks motherhood her biggest and best achievement.
Mere months after she gave birth to her daughter in September 2017, Serena Williams made her impressive return to professional tennis. Reflecting upon her return to the sport after welcoming her baby girl, Alexis Olympia, the 37-year-old candidly admitted she really doesn't know how she managed to do it.
Oh, she's changed everything. Like, she's just, first of all, my life is different. As a person, I feel like the softer side of Serena shows through more. It's always been around, but it just kind of shows through in the public more than it does in the past. But it's been great. It's been the best thing that I've done.
Williams stars alongside her 19-month-old daughter Olympia in a new commercial. Currently, the multi-Grand Slam champion is on the injured list, with no firm plans to return to the court at this point.
I think tennis has made some huge steps. They've already started adapting. If you get pregnant and have a child, you can have your ranking for, I think it's about 3 years, I think, up to 3 years. So it's great. If you have a hard time coming back or a hard pregnancy, you won't feel the pressure like I did to come back and then to kind of try to get your ranking together. It wasn't very easy, so it's really good to have that.
Serena also opened up about having to withdraw from the Miami Open a few weeks ago due to knee injury, revealing there was actually a benefit to having dropped out. The tennis legend said her focus is currently on winning another Grand Slam. Sports Desk, DD News.
An 8-time Olympic gold medalist Usain Bolt competed against a tuk-tuk in the Peruvian capital Lima on Tuesday and won. The vehicle never stood a chance as the aptly named Bolt jogged ahead of it at a leisurely pace.
Jamaican athlete Usain Bolt faced off in Peru in an unusual duel with a motor taxi, a three-wheeled vehicle that is very popular as a means of transport for short stretches, which he left quite behind during an exhibition. The Olympic medalist, who retired from championships in 2017, effortlessly overcame the small vehicle and reached the goal by extending his arms to the merriment of his fans in the race held on a boardwalk in Lima. Bolt, who arrived in Peru on a tour of South America for promotional purposes for a sports brand, was encouraged at the end of the duel to try the motor taxi and drove the vehicle along the prepared racetrack, the residential neighborhood of Miraflores. Bolt, who wore black shorts and white shirt, has made unusual duels as Metrobus in Argentina and with personalities giving a wide advantage. The fastest man in the world, by marking 9.58 seconds in the 100 meters flat almost a decade ago, will remain in Peru until Wednesday. Sports Desk, DD News.
And Chelsea boosted their chances of a top 4 finish by beating Brighton and Hove Albion 3-0 at home on Wednesday, helped by an impressive first Premier League start from winger Callum Hudson-Odoi. The 18-year-old, who last month made his first start for England but has struggled to feature for Chelsea, created the opener when he crossed for Olivier Giroud to score with a flick of the outside of his boot in the 38th minute. Belgium's Eden Hazard made it 2-0 on the hour mark. 3 minutes later, Hazard repaid the favour, feeding Loftus-Cheek to fire home. Chelsea overtook Manchester United to sit in 5th place in the Premier League on 63 points, level with 4th place Arsenal, who have a game in hand and 1 point behind Tottenham Hotspur, in the chase for places in next season's Champions League. And Manchester City brushed aside struggling Cardiff to leapfrog Liverpool at the top of the Premier League on Wednesday as Tottenham opened their glittering new stadium in style. City's 2-0 victory over Cardiff took Pep Guardiola's quadruple chasers to 80 points, one clear of Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, with both sides having 6 matches to go. Kevin De Bruyne gave City the lead in the 6th minute. Leroy Sane doubled the lead for the defending champions with a sharp finish just before half-time. And Tottenham Hotspur marked their long-awaited homecoming with a vital 2-0 win over Crystal Palace in the first Premier League game at the new stadium on Wednesday to revive their faltering top 4 hopes. It was hardly a classic to mark the official opening of the spectacular 62,062-seat stadium, but second-half goals by Son Heung-min and Christian Eriksen ensured the London club began a new era with a win to move back above Arsenal into third place. Victory lifted Spurs back into third spot, having been overtaken by local rivals Arsenal at the weekend. They have 64 points from 32 games. Wolverhampton Wanderers have maintained their hold of 7th place with a 2-1 victory over Manchester United in Tuesday's Premier League clash. Scott McTominay had put United into an early lead with his first goal for the club, but Diogo Jota's low-range strike got Wolves back on level terms. After the break, Wolves took advantage as they scored a scrappy second goal when David De Gea failed to collect the ball and it rebounded off United defender Chris Smalling and into the net to give the hosts the win. The defeat was the first under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer since he was given the United manager's job on a full-time basis and left them 5th in the Premier League. United are level in points with 4th place Tottenham and 2 points behind Arsenal in 3rd, but have now played a game more than both London clubs. And Arsenal beat Newcastle United at the Emirates Stadium to move above Manchester United and North London rivals Tottenham and go third in the Premier League. Aaron Ramsey put the hosts ahead with a fine low strike from 15 yards out. Newcastle's Matt Ritchie produced a diving header on the goal line to defend Alexandre Lacazette, but the Frenchman doubled Arsenal's lead late on when he calmly lofted the ball over goalkeeper Martin Dubravka. The visitors' best chance fell to Salomon Rondon and his low shot was pushed wide by Arsenal goalkeeper Bernd Leno. And Real Madrid have lost for the first time since Zinedine Zidane's return, falling 2-1 at in-form Valencia in La Liga. Gonzalo Guedes scored the opener on Wednesday, with Valencia moving within a point of the Champions League places after extending their unbeaten run to 17 games in all competitions. Madrid, having needed a late Karim Benzema goal to beat bottom side Huesca last time out, underwhelmed again despite the return of star names including Ballon d'Or winner Luka Modric. And Racing Club, one of the 5 giants of Argentinian soccer, won its 9th National League trophy Sunday after a 1-1 draw against Tigre. It was the team's 2nd title in the tournament in 5 years. Buenos Aires erupted with joy as a point away from home gave Racing 18th the Argentine title.
There were celebrations all around in Buenos Aires on Sunday after Racing won their first Argentine league title since 2014. They played a 1-1 draw away to Tigre, while there was a slip-up by their closest challenger which gave them an unassailable lead with just 1 game of the season left. Racing took the lead after 57 minutes through Augusto Solari. But even though Lucas Rodriguez equalized in stoppage time, the point was enough. It meant the cup from Avellaneda have 56 points from 24 games, 4 ahead of Defensa Justicia with just 1 game remaining. Racing campaign added 17 wins, 5 draws and only 2 defeats in 24 matches. Coach Eduardo Code won his first title in his short career after losing 2 finals of the Copa Argentina with Rosario Central.
This is Racing. We haven't been champion for a number of years, but now we are champions. This is the heart. Being champion is not going out and drinking. This is being champion, filling up streets everywhere. This is Racing. Happiness. My old man made me a racing fan. He is now in heaven. He took me every Sunday to matches since I was born until he died.
Racing have led the league since the 4th match of the season and kept accumulating points to clinch the Superliga, the 18th league title in their history. Racing have long been known as one of Argentina's Big 5 clubs, but they have been hit by a series of financial difficulties over the last few years, and this is only their 3rd league triumph since 1966. The premature revelation robs fans of what could have been a thrilling end to the title race, with Racing at home to Defensa Justicia in the final game this Saturday. Sports Desk, DD News.
And now for a special football focus. A match on the football pitch is run by these gems. Midfielders are the players who are the engine of a team, the link between defense and attack. They can split an opposition defense with one pass or make a crucial tackle to deny a scoring chance to their rivals. There have been some truly amazing midfielders who have graced the beautiful game in this century, and to pick the best 9 out of the long list is no easy task.
Ranking the midfielders of the 21st century is not an easy task. There have been some exceptional midfielders, and their flair, elegance and smooth dribbling skills have upped the tempo of the game and revolutionized the game of football. It contains some of the most memorable names who have entertained football fans over the past 18 years. Guti. Guti is regarded as one of the best players to ever play at the Santiago Bernabeu. Despite being underrated in world football, Guti was loved widely among the Real Madrid faithful, having made 387 appearances for Real Madrid and scoring 46 goals for them. Guti has won 3 Champions League titles and 5 La Liga championships for Real Madrid in his career. He was a player who could play in any role assigned to him by the manager. His no-nonsense style of tackling was a key aspect of his game. Frank Lampard. Lampard is considered as a legend at Chelsea, being their record top goal scorer with 211 goals. Lampard was a fluent passer who could easily spot his teammates with his spectacular vision, was an expert in taking set pieces and made daunting runs behind the opposition's defence whenever he sensed an opportunity to score a goal. Having scored 147 goals in 429 Premier League games for Chelsea, Frank was also a specialist in taking penalty kicks. Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard is considered by many as one of the best midfielders in the Premier League era. Having made 504 appearances and scored 120 goals in 18 years, he is regarded as an icon at Liverpool. Despite not winning a Premier League title for Liverpool in his entire career, Gerrard was instrumental in helping Liverpool win the historic 2004-2005 Champions League final against Milan. Being a player blessed with subtle pace, Gerrard was a phenomenal passer who could play long through balls to his teammates. Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos is considered by many as the modern maestro in midfield. He is a versatile midfielder who can play in several positions as per the situation. Being calm and composed in possession, Kroos is an excellent passer who can switch the ball from one wing to the other, is a dominant long-range shooter. In his career so far, Kroos has won 4 Champions League titles, 1 La Liga, 3 Bundesliga titles, and the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. Andreas Iniesta. Andreas Iniesta is regarded as one of the best players Barcelona has ever produced. He is also a celebrated Spanish player who has won 9 La Liga trophies and 4 Champions League titles in his career. Despite being a world-class player, Iniesta has unfortunately never won the Ballon d'Or due to the intense competition between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo for the prestigious trophy. For the national team, Iniesta was instrumental in scoring the winning goal in the 2010 World Cup final against the Netherlands to help Spain win its first ever World Cup. Additionally, he has also won 2 successive European Championships for them in 2008 and 2012. Andrea Pirlo. Pirlo is considered to be the greatest midfielder Italy has ever produced in its history. He was a versatile player who played in different roles in the midfield. Pirlo was a creative player whose passing accuracy was near perfect. He was a dangerous long-range shooter and a set-piece specialist. Having made 116 appearances and scored 13 goals, Pirlo played an instrumental role in helping Italy win the 2006 FIFA World Cup in Germany. Paul Scholes. Paul Scholes' contemporaries consider him as the best midfield opponent to ever play against. Short in stature, his vision was second to none on the football field. He scored some clinical goals for Manchester United in his prime. His trademark style of shooting from a distance was a delightful sight for football fans to watch. Javi Hernandez. Javi Hernandez is one of the best players to ever emerge from La Masia Youth Academy at Barcelona, having made 505 appearances and having scored 58 goals for Barcelona. Javi has won 8 La Liga and 4 Champions League titles for them in his career. At the international level, Harvey was named as the best player in Euro 2008. In the 2010 FIFA World Cup, his passing accuracy of 91% helped Spain to win the tournament and hence made him one of the best midfielders to play in the World Cup. Zidane. Many fans and football pundits widely regard Zidane as the best midfielder of all time. His persona on the football field, quick dribbles and pace to easily take on defenders was a fantastic sight to watch for the football fans. Many of his compatriots have regarded him as the best player to play with at their prime. He was also the part of the formidable French team which won the 1998 FIFA World Cup and reached the finals in 2006. He is among the very few players who has had the privilege to win the Champions League, World Cup and the Ballon d'Or award. Sports Desk, DD News.
And well, that brings us to the end of today's edition of Sports News. We leave you with images of the 2019 Merzouga Rally, where Nasser Al-Attiyah and teammate Matthew Baumel extended their lead. Take a look and enjoy. Namaskar.